I was engaged and he asked for the ring back. Alright. Hello everyone. Grab your tea, coffee, whatever it may be, popcorn. You're gonna need it for this video. So let me go take a quick sip. So as you see in the title, this is not clickbait. Like, the title is what this video is going to be about. I have so much in my life that has happened. I've been through so much in my short life on earth, and so I figured I'd go ahead and share it with you, and maybe it can help you, because I know that I've watched some storytime videos and I always could relate with a lot of storytime videos that I watched, and it helped me in a sense kind of just like process everything and kind of just move forward, if that makes any sense. So hopefully this helps you. I don't hope like this situation happened to you by any means, because it's not fun and I don't wish it upon anybody. So I really was engaged. And I did have a ring. This is not the ring on my finger right now, but I did have a ring and I was engaged. So let's just go ahead and back all the way up, back up, and start from the beginning. I'm still affected by this still today, by the way, guys. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna get over it. I basically met this young gentleman. What do we call him? What is his name going to be? Just for the video sakes, I don't want to like use real names, but let's call him Jerry. So Jerry I met when I was in high school. We were very, very, very young, so we were like high school sweethearts, if you will. He used to send me like poems and like all these cute things, you know. We never had like text or Facebook or anything like that at that time, because it was so long ago, or at least it feels like a long time ago. So we used to converse through like email. So he'd always be super romantic, like so nice. You know how it is when you're young, dumb and broke. No, but you know how it is when you're young. I need to sip on some more freaking tea. Fast forward, we broke up in high school because of, I don't know, I was like talking to my ex or something at a party and he broke up with me. And so I never really thought that we were going to get back together, let alone be engaged for such a long time. So, oh gosh, kids, this story, I just, like, even reminiscing about the past and telling you about these stories just brings up and evokes so many emotions. It's crazy, guys. But I do want to get through this. So, fast forward to college. We both went to the same college, and when I was like in line, right, like waiting to register basically, I saw him with like these two girls, and they were like beautiful girls, and I was like, wow, Jerry's doing good, look at that playa. No, but I was like, wow, okay, he's got these like two hot girls living the college life, like he'll never want little old me. I had a lot of confidence issues back then. Anyways, he like stopped and he was like, damn girl, you're looking good. And I was just like, oh why, thank you. And I was all like flattered, and I was like, oh wow, so head over heels. Anyway, so I was like head over heels. And at that time, actually, not gonna front this, I don't know if you guys watched my other video about I turned my boyfriend gay. Well, I was actually still in the process, like I was still dating that person in college, but it wasn't going well, and that was pretty much like we were breaking up almost in like the first or second week that I started college, because he just like went crazy on me. I don't even know what happened with that, but he went ballistic on me and we weren't doing very well, and I just didn't want to be with him. And I, you know, go watch that video. I'll link it down below. The I turned my boyfriend gay. You guys should watch it and you'll understand and have more background to it. Anyways, so I was in the process of breaking up with him, so I was like very lonely, and I was like, oh, just, you know, wish that I knew somebody here, because it's like a new school, new everything. It was a lot actually. That year was just like crazy. The first year of college was insane. So Jerry was like, can I have your number? And I was like, sure, you can have my number. And he asked me on a date, and so we went on a date, and then from there it kind of just progressed. You know how relationships progress. You go on the first date, second date, third date, go clubbing, go bar hopping. We did all these crazy things together. It was a lot of fun. Not gonna lie, college was a fun time for me. That being said, I was very religious, and I was very firm in a lot of my beliefs and my values at the time. So I did not believe in, I was a virgin, and I did not believe in sex before marriage. I just did not want to have it. It's not like my whole family felt the same way, but I just was like, I want to be married before I give myself away to a man. And that was just what it was. And so I would tell Jerry, because a couple of times he'd be like, oh, you know, it's been, because it was like 6 months, and he's like, it's been 6 months, like, when are we gonna like do the do? God, that sounds so bad, do the do. I need a better word for it. But when are we gonna like, you know, hit it? And I was just like, I can't until we get married. Like, I really am firm in that. And I was like, I'm sorry if I have to make you wait, but if you really love me, you're gonna wait. And then he would be like, if you really love me, we would just do it. And I was just like, no, I'm not playing that. I'm not doing it. And so anyway, it was like back and forth for a while, and that was like the 6-month mark. And then it went up to 8 months, and around that time, it was around my birthday time in the summer. So we basically spent like the whole school year together, and you know, we were young kids in love, like kind of like high school sweethearts, if you will. And he just kept on bringing it up. He kept on bringing up sex, and I was like, I don't want to have sex unless we get married. And so he was like, okay, well, I remember this, like, this was in my childhood home, in my bed upstairs, like my parents downstairs and everything. And he was like, okay, he's like, let's just get engaged. He's like, I'll get you a ring today. And it was my birthday, I remember that. So I was like, okay. And he's like, you can go pick out your own ring. So I like literally picked out my own engagement ring, and it was the most uneventful thing ever. And not to get like, not to sound like it sounds bitchy, but I'm not trying to be a bitch. It's just, it wasn't that great. It was like, it's your birthday, you want to get married before we have sex. I need to get you a birthday gift, but I don't know what. Like, he didn't have a birthday gift for me, so he was like, let's go get you a ring, basically, as your birthday gift, and all in one, right? Like, let's just do it all in one. So, oh my god, I can't believe I'm telling this story. This is so messed up. So we go to the store, this like crappy like jewelry store in the mall with like discounted rates, and at that time, like, he came into money very, very young, for whatever reasons. I'm not gonna get into that, but he came into money, and so he was like, you can get whatever ring you want, girl, just, you know, whatever makes you happy. And so like I chose a $4,000 ring. $4,000 ring. I was like 18. Oh yeah, I just turned 18, by the way. I was 18 years old. And he was, I think, 20. Yeah, I think he was like 20. He was a little bit older, but not much. And so I chose this $4,000 ring, and it was really nice. It didn't look like this one here, but it was like a band and then a big diamond here with little diamonds on the side, and then it had like a nice band with just a bunch of, I think it's a wedding band with a bunch of diamonds. I also wore that along with the ring, and I love that one. So got the ring, and lo and behold, I caved in on my values, and I probably, like, I regret that the most, that I just like gave in. I was like, well, in my mind I was like, okay, we're engaged, so this is like serious, and you know, we're gonna get married, and we knew each other for a long time, so I felt comfortable, and that's just kind of what happened. And we weren't living together at that time, but then we moved in together the second year, and I guess I was like pressuring him more and more and more, being like, when are we gonna get married? Let's plan, let's, you know, let's do this, let's do that. And we were living together at this point, like the second year, still in college. So he was like, no, you know, we're still in college, we're still in school, like we need to finish school and get jobs and all of this stuff. And I was like, okay, I understand, like I get it. I guess you're committed to me, we're living together, so that was a pretty good step in my mind. I don't know, I was so young, guys. I was so young. Oh gosh, those days. And I think around the 3rd year mark is when I was like fed up. I was like, look, like, you gave me a ring, we've been engaged, and I know I said this too, I was like, it's been Facebook official for like 2 years, like who's engaged for that long? And then he's like, well, there's this movie that says like the 7-year engagement or whatever, and I was like, yeah, but I never wanted a 7-year engagement. Like, I wanted to get engaged, get married 6 months after. Like, that's it. Like, that's kind of what I wanted to do. And I just kept on bringing up, well, we can go to Mexico and get married. They have like packages in Mexico. It's not that expensive. We can even go to a courthouse and get married. Like, I don't care, I just want to be married. I was like, it was really in my head, and I was very religious, guys, so that's the kind of where my background came from. I was super religious, and I had religious friends, and I would always be so scared to tell them that I was living with this boyfriend, or fiance or whatever, whichever. I never called him my fiance, I called him my boyfriend, but I was living with him, and we weren't married, and that, you know, is shunned upon in the community, like especially the Christian community, which, yeah, that sucks all around. So it's like causing a lot of pressure, and then I stopped going to church, and I just felt like really judged, and I was like, that sucks. So that's kind of where, after that, I was kind of like getting super depressed about it. And one winter I was outside, I think I was walking our dogs, because I had 2 dogs at that time, and I come inside and I took my glove off, and I guess it's like maybe an hour after, I really don't know what happened, honestly, the diamond, like the big diamond, kind of like this one here, like the big diamond fell out of my ring, and he just like went ballistic. He was just like, you can't even take care of your ring and you want to get married. He's just like, give me back the ring. He's like, give it back. And he's like, I don't want to get married anymore. He's like, you're too irresponsible that you can lose like the diamond, the big diamond. He's like, it's a $4,000 ring. And I was like, I was so upset. I was like crying. I was like, I'm sorry, it's not my fault. I think it just fell out like in the glove. Like, I just put gloves on over it, and it just came off. I was like, we can figure it out. I'll find it. And I remember just searching for like hours and hours and hours, and he was just like, no, I don't want to get married. And then he went into this whole thing of like, I don't even believe in the constraints of marriage, and I don't want to get married. And then he asked for the ring back, and I gave it to him, and I couldn't find one part of the ring, so I didn't give him that. I don't know what happened to it, so of course he was like pissed and like upset about it. But yeah, it was pretty shitty. I don't know, I think it was just his way of being like he found something to be like, oh yes, we don't have to, like, I don't want to get married, because I don't think in the beginning he actually really wanted to get married. To begin with, I think we were just way too young, and I think there's just like a lot of things that I did wrong, and a lot of things that he did wrong, and so it's just shitty though. It's shitty to be like, I'm engaged for like 6 years, and then, oh wait, I'm still with this person, but we're no longer engaged or gonna get married, and he asked for the ring back. Like, we ended up staying together for 8 years, never got married, and when I told like my friends and my family, they were just like, what? Like, what are you doing, girl? Run! Like, run! Run for the hills and hide! No. But it's just like a shitty situation. It made me feel really shitty. And honestly, like, just made me lose my trust in men somewhat. Just a little. Just a little. But I know not all people are like that. And he wasn't all horrible. It's just that was like a shitty situation and not a nice thing. And like, I still kept my status as engaged on Facebook, and for like such a long time, and nobody even knew until we broke up. But I couldn't believe it actually happened to me, especially with like such a long-term partner, and it was like the worst, shittiest feeling ever, because I loved my ring. It was so beautiful. It was a $4,000 ring. No, it doesn't matter about the value, but it was just shitty to say. Yeah, so I'm gonna go cry myself, right? Just go cry in a corner right now, remembering all those memories. No, I'm kidding, I'm not gonna cry. But anyways, if you've had the same experiences, or if you went through the same thing, comment down below. If you guys like videos like the story time, if you guys want to know a little bit more about my crazy life or about my 8-year relationship, I'll probably do a video on that. Also, like, how I was like being very, very religious and what happened and all that stuff too. I can do videos if you guys want. Just comment down below, and don't worry, I'm not gonna go cry myself in the corner. I'm over it, and I've moved on, and I'm just like, it's done, it's in the past. And that's just that. So I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. Need more freaking alcohol in this coffee.